So we just drove inside the Zion National Park, of course, with the Cybertruck, which we love so far. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But for now, it is still early. It is only 9. The weather is still kind of nice and breezy, not too hot.
It's not going to last long.
So we're going to do a quick hike to have a beautiful lay of the land. And after that, we have so much more planned. So come along.
Now I'm 23 and there ain't nobody who can drink it like me. Soon I'll be 24 and the Lord knows that I can't drink no more. I know I should have taken it slow. It's not the way that my life goes. Now I know. When you're passed out on the floor, you're sober by 24.
So we just went to the visitor center, and if you're a first timer here like us, those places are just, you have to visit. Like the rangers, shout out to Ranger Jen. They're super nice and they're super helpful to help you like pick what to do, what hike and everything.
Yeah.
So I think our day is set. And like I said, it starts with a hike, which is
the Watchman Trail.
Watchman Trail.
Look, there's a deer right there.
So Zion National Park is actually the 3rd most visited national park in all of the US with 4.7 million visitors every single year. All that to say, right now we are kind of in dead season. School started back last week, and this morning at like 8:30, we couldn't find parking almost. So tip, come here early, no matter what time of the year it is, especially if it's like summer vacation.
Agreed.
So Watchman Overlook Trail, it is stunning. I mean, it's not too high, but it gives you a beautiful view of the surroundings and all the mountains, the orange and white colors. Like, it is insane. This place is insane.
So I don't know if it's a hiking thing or a North American thing, but when you pass someone, I've tried not to do it, to not say good morning or to not say hi, and I physically can't. My body just like, you just have to. Everyone you pass, you just have to say hi, good morning, talk to them.
And don't worry, if you don't say it, they will.
Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning. I have a very important question for you guys. You just saw how Tracy tied her shoes, right? Just a normal adult way to tie a shoe. But I personally still do the bunny ear technique. So let me know in the comment down below. Are you a normal or a bunny? Just let me know. I just want to know if I'm alone as an adult or if, you know, there's more of you guys out there, because I feel quite alone in my world. On metal statues like that, you can see where people are like touching over and over and over again because like the color goes. Come on, guys, come on.
So you come from Canada?
Yeah.
How is it? How is it to
It's
drive?
great. If you want to be popular, just get a Cybertruck. It gets a lot of attention. So the Watchman Trail was definitely like a nice little hike. It's not too hard or anything like that. It's not too long. And if you do it early in the morning, 90% of it is in the shade, which is very,
I would
very
say
nice.
oh, I forgot to stop my watch. Dang it.
Ooh, me too.
It's 11:20. It's 11:23. Okay, so yeah, it did take us almost 2 hours, but like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I would say until about 10:15-ish, there's almost all shade.
Yeah.
After that, yeah, a lot more.
And now we are going to a very long tunnel and a scenic drive, which apparently is very nice and we can do in our own truck. So
yeah, let's go.
On the road.
So there is one part of the scenic route that you can do with your vehicle. You just can't do the lower portion, but going up to the tunnel, you're good to bring your own personal vehicle. Doing that right now, it is stunning as you make your way kind of up the hill and you start to see more down below into the canyons and everything. So we are just approaching the tunnel, and I hear it's a 1.1 mile long tunnel.
Which is really long.
It is very long.
It's probably the longest tunnel in any national park.
Quite possibly. So let's see what that's all about.
So like Tracy said, this tunnel is 1.1 mile. It might not sound a lot because like a lot of tunnel even in Europe are like 10, 20 kilometers now, but this was built in 1930. So with the tools at the time, this is quite impressive. And we're going in right now.
Heading out on our own with our hope in the clouds, and we're starting to see that we're onto something.
Well, that was cool. You know, I don't need much to like be entertained. I like these little things. It just makes me happy. A 1 mile long tunnel that's like pitch black and I drove it in a Cybertruck. It's just, that made my day. I'm happy.
Here we go. All we need is an open road and a chance to see a never-ending world that's beautiful. Here we go with the sunlight on our skin. It's a brand new day. It's ours to take and we will let it in. This is where the adventure begins.
Look at these like little tunnel. It's so cool. I find those so impressive, like straight through the rock. Beautiful scenery.
So we just found one tiny piece of shade. So we're gonna pull over here and make some sandwiches for lunch.
Now let me take a minute to thank today's sponsor, Gentlebands. And don't go anywhere because we're doing a giveaway. Gentlebands is a company that I found about 2 years ago after losing my wedding band. And I was looking for something high quality, durable, and affordable to replace it, which I found. Every ring from Gentlebands comes in this beautiful box, and it even includes a certificate of craftsmanship telling you who made your own ring. And sometimes when I go to the gym, or if you have a manual labor job, well, you have to take your ring off. But Gentlebands now has these beautiful chains where you can store your ring close to your heart safely.
So as a huge thank you to our audience for supporting us for the past 4 years, we have partnered with Gentlebands for a giveaway. Not just one winner, but 3 separate winners will be able to choose a ring that they like and receive that in the mail. So to enter down below, you're gonna comment GB for Gentlebands, obviously, and then go on their website and choose what type of ring you would like to receive.
So you have 7 days from the moment this video goes live to participate, and make sure to check out your YouTube notification because at some point you might receive a little comment from us saying winner. So a big thank you to Gentlebands for this giveaway and for supporting our channel.
Now back to the video. So now we're headed to the shuttle to go on, or to go see a river down below. We'll see. All aboard.
So some areas of the national park are actually not accessible with private vehicles, so you have to take like the shuttles, which are totally free and run up to like 8:15 p.m. at night, which is super nice. And yeah, now we're gonna go do a very special hike. It's mainly in the water, I think, so we're sacrificing the only pair of shoes that we have to do this. We'll see if it's smart after. We'll tell you if it was worth it.
We're seeing more and more people with wet feet and wet boots, so I think we're getting closer.
So we reached the end of the trail where most people just stop, as you can see. Some people are just going in the water without their shoes, but we're gonna actually keep our shoes on and walk and cross the river to see what's on the other side. But it looks pretty cool. I'm glad we came.
There's no going back now.
Even though it's like 35 degrees outside, this water is freezing. Just a little bit of current.
And
Look.
Tracy has ankles that don't like her.
That's true.
I've already rolled them about 4 times today. We're just going slow.
It's not an even terrain, to say the least.
No.
So we thought it was all a fun and game with a little bit of water inside our shoes, but now we're going deep, probably like over the waist from what I see. But we're all about adventure. This is not gonna stop us. I got nothing in my
Yes, you
pocket. What? Oh yeah, it's just the cap.
Yeah, but you can't put it on the camera wet.
That's fair.
So
Put it in the backpack
Can you
and put the
pop it in
backpack
back?
over your head, ideally. This is the part that's, if you're a guy, you understand. Just going in. this is as far as we're gonna go today. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing the entire way. I think it's like, you know, a very narrow area between two major cliffs. You're walking in a river the entire way. They're saying like it can take up to like 8 to 9 hours to do the full 15 kilometers, which is a lot. Like you're not going fast. You can't go fast. It's super slippery, uneven with the current and everything. It's quite something, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I
like,
would say
worth it.
as of where we are right now, we're halfway, and that's including like the first 3K being outside of the water.
Yeah.
So now you have like another 4 kilometers up just river stream.
And then you gotta make your way back. But 100% worth it. Get your shoes wet and come here to the Narrow. It is stunning.
Here we go again.
Also, I have to say, for how hard and wet it is, there's a lot of people. Props to those people.
In the D cart, you get a lot of sand stuck in your shoes, so now we're just trying to get the rest of that sand out. So I don't know if you can hear it or like see it above us, but there is a massive storm coming. It's super dark, the wind's picking up, it's thundering and lightning. So we're gonna try and get organized in the truck so that way if it is still raining by the time we hit the campsite, we don't have to leave the car.
Also, when Tracy says campsite, we just hope for the best because we have nothing booked for tonight. We just heard that there's some areas just outside the national park that you can just park as long as you're 500 meters from the road or something and camp there. What you doing, Tracy?
Just changing. No worries.
We've been driving this truck for like 4 days and finally it's raining, so I can use this massive windshield wiper. Check it out, check it out. So fast, it's like karate chop. So we just drove about 0.1 mile outside of the national park in Springdale, right? We're in Springdale?
Springdale.
So there's like this little cute market and there's a brew pub from the Zion Brewery, the first microbrewery in all of southern Utah. So we're gonna go check it out. Tracy got a peach sour beer, and it's peachy and it's soury.
I would say
It's good though.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so we are currently trying to find a campsite. We took a gamble tonight and we don't have anything booked because we heard that there are free campsites that are basically owned by the government, but you can stay up to 14 days on them and they're outside of national parks. They're called like Bureau Land Management campsites, something like that. So we saw them on the way into the national park and it looked like there was space available. So now we're gonna see if there's some available tonight. I have 2 different places, so we will see, but no, it is not guaranteed.
Fingers crossed. So we just found a spot for the night. I mean, there's a massive cliff there. The road is probably, I don't know, 500-600 meters away from us, and we're pretty much alone, so that's pretty cool.
Supper time. Okay, so our current Cybertruck special is what we'll call it for supper. We've picked up some ramen from Walmart, and you just have to put hot water in it. Add a couple eggs, and we had a rotisserie chicken that, oh, the bottom of that was frozen, that I picked all the chicken off of, and then we make a ramen with it, basically. It's super simple, keeps us full, it's a decent volume of food, so that is what we're doing again. Supper's ready in 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. This is like, I know it looks super basic,
It's
but it's so good.
All that's missing is a little bit of hot sauce.
Yeah.
But we have the spicy ramen this time, so I think it's gonna be even
delish.
better. Supper is served. So now we're gonna enjoy our supper while watching the YouTubes. Watching YouTube in theater mode.
Tomorrow, I am attempting to run my first 100-mile ultra marathon.
So if you watched our previous video, we tried 2 different sleeping arrangements with the Tesla Cybertruck. We tried to sleep in the box, like in the back here, and we try to sleep inside. Tracy preferred to sleep inside. I much prefer to sleep in the back for the simple reason that inside, sleeping on the ground, I'm taller than the truck is wide, where here I can actually stretch my legs and it's much more comfier for me. With that being said, we've seen a lot of thunder around and lightning, so because of that, we're gonna have to sleep inside the truck once again.
All right, so as you can see, we're all set up inside the car. Works pretty good. It's just hot tonight. Like, we have that camp mode set, but our sleeping bags, I think they got really, really hot inside the trunk today.
It's gonna be fine. Like, it's like nicely temperature control when you put it on camping.
Yeah, it is.
So it's
And
hard
I can
to
even
complain.
turn it down more if I wanted to, but we'll see.
So time to like fold in half and sleep in the back.
Good night.
Good night. Good morning. Slept pretty okay. Yeah, okay is the word.
Good old usual camp breakfast. Get a high protein yogurt. Add some oatmeal to it. It's perfect. Good for the day.
So it's a bit bumpy to go back to the main road, and you can put the Tesla Cybertruck in like high clearance mode, and like it gives you so much more space. It's crazy. Now that our morning routine is completed, even though this truck is really cool, this morning we might be going into a cooler one. Stay posted. Can we also just appreciate the fact that both Tracy and I's shoes completely dried overnight? This is how dry the climate here in Utah is. Like, I'm so happy because we don't have other shoes. So this morning we are going off-roading. I'm super excited. I'm a child. Like, I'm going from this to this Jeep. Come on. So we just drove a few minutes outside of the main town around Zion, which is Springdale. So this is where the adventure starts, because the main road, asphalt, is going this way, and the dirt road where we're going is going this way. So during the tour you have the option to get out a few times for some cool views and different things that they want you to see. If you don't want to, they fully adapt to their clients, and you can also stay in the Jeep. There's no issues. They can skip those, but you shouldn't skip that one, because just a few meters that way there's actually dinosaur print, which is the first time I've seen that in my entire life, and I'm a child. I think it's so cool.
So these are dinosaur tracks, somewhere around 180, 190 million years old. Early Jurassic period, left behind by a dinosaur called the Dilophosaurus, which for its time period was the largest carnivore on land. This thing stood about 7 feet tall at the hip, a little over 20 feet long, and somewhere around 1,000 pounds for a full-grown one, which based on its stride length, this one was pretty close to that full-grown size.
So to take us around today, we have Ben, the brand new owner of Zion Jeep Tours. One thing that makes Zion Jeep Tours super unique is the fact that you get to see all of Zion. And I know that kind of sounds confusing, but when you're just at like the visitor center or the entrance, south entrance to Zion Park, there's about, really just in that area, 2 main paved roads, which we did yesterday. One was a shuttle and the other we took the car through the tunnel. So there are 2 other roads around the side, but really that's all you see. But with the tour, we're exploring more of the outskirts of Zion, giving us this beautiful view that you can see all of Zion region in this one area, and it is a lot bigger than what it looks from being just inside the canyon.
To get there, you gotta drive through that tunnel. And
If you like collecting rocks, then also know it's a good spot.
But he says that this area also has a good view, so rocks and views.
Some dirt off of there.
Oh, whoa.
So that's called petrified wood.
Okay, so I'm no rock collectors, but Ben has a point. These rocks are super cool. It's actually called petrified wood. It is actually rock, not wood, but the way that they're created is that like 1 million or 2 million years ago, a tree fell in some sort of like mud or swampy area, preserved the wood, and after millions of years, those wood fibers are replaced by rock minerals, and yeah, they take the place of the wood, and it looks like this after, which is pretty unique. Again,
Awesome.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
this is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the trip.
Yeah, and just like that, we are back to the Cybertruck. Well, that was a super fun morning and way above my expectations. I thought we were just gonna go off-road and drive around, but no, we actually learned so much about Zion and Utah in general.
Yeah, and Zion itself, like the park, but also outside of the park, the Zion region, is a lot more big than what we thought.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that we were able to see so much. We thought we had seen so much yesterday, but now we understand everything that we missed. So like, this is why like this tour was so worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're gonna put all the information down below. If you're ever in Utah and in the Zion
highly
area,
recommend.
highly recommend. Hands down, those guys are amazing. Plus their Jeeps are super cool. Not as cool as a Cybertruck, or maybe, depend on what team you play, you know? I have to say, I just love American gas station and convenience store. They're so big, they have all kinds of snacks, so many types of drinks. I love it. This Maverick gas station even has a restaurant that serves tacos and quesadillas. I'm getting some of those. How many drinks do you need?
We're not talking about it. Welcome to what it's like to be on a road trip with Tracy. Tracy loves road trip snacks, anything that's new. So I think my favorite pop is actually Mountain Dew. I didn't even know they made a zero sugar version. Found that, so we got that. I know we're not part of the cookie wars anymore. If you are part of our members, you kind of know what happened there. But this Reese's peanut butter cup cookie from Maverick is pretty solid, I have to say. And yes, I got into it before lunch because I'm starving right now and Dave is waiting for lunch. And we found some different Rockstar Zero Sugar. One's a strawberry lemonade and the other one's a raspberry lemonade. So point of the story is Tracy gets very distracted inside gas stations and wants to try all the snacks that we don't have in Canada.
Well, that took forever, but I have to say, it looks pretty dang good. A good old gas station meal in the USA. Oh, bro. So after this very American lunch, I mean, eating at a gas station doesn't get much more American than that.
I'm sorry, but I love gas station
100%.
meals. I'm a road trip girly at heart, so like stopping at gas stations and getting food, that's what I love.
Yep. But now we are leaving the Zion National Park region and we are driving about 3.5 hours closer to Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And tonight we're going in a cute homestead or something?
Yeah, homestead with a couple camping areas. They even have a common area, showers. Don't have towels though, but maybe we'll.
And we picked the right day to like do the road trip portion of this video because it's 104 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It is so hot.
Yeah.
But it still sounds pretty cool, cause it can buy me a boat. It can buy me a truck to pull it. It can buy me a Yeti 110 eyes down with some silver bullets.
Well guys, I don't know if we're gonna make it. We're getting really low on power. But thankfully, we're at a supercharger. So as much as I'm a big fan of the Cybertruck, even though I wasn't planning on becoming a fan of this obnoxious car, the only thing is that it is the charging part, okay? If you can find like a supercharger, like if you're in a big city or whatever, normally it's not a problem to find one of those, but it still takes like, you know, an hour to like fully charge. So it's,
you have to plan your day around it.
It's much longer than just like, you know, fueling up your car. So there's that. And the other thing is like the further you go outside of big cities, the less supercharger there is and the less charger in general there is. But I have to say, it keeps its charge pretty good. Like we were able to do like almost 2 days in the national park, driving around, sleeping and everything without charging. So that's pretty good. So about 45 minutes later and $34.41, we were able to charge from 18% up to 90%. And now we're gonna keep on driving. No, not again. I don't know why. Like I just expect other Tesla drivers to like wave at me back when I wave at them. Like, come on guys, you guys are pioneering the electric vehicle market. Just wave at each other. Just like if you drive a Jeep, all the Jeep guys are like, sup. Same thing like when I was driving my Land Rover all over Kenya, every time you'd see another Land Rover, we had like this little like moment on the road. Tesla should be the same. So we made it to our little camp for the night. Very nice spot. There's nobody around, which is super cool, super private. But while Tracy's making our, how do we call it? The Cybertruck special.
Cybertruck ramen.
Let me tell you a little bit more about the truck. If you want a full tour, definitely check out the video that we've made just before this one. But now that I've been driving this truck for about 5 days, I have a few thoughts. So I'm going to say hit or miss. The first hit, and this is a change of heart for me, the look. A lot of people are saying it's a miss. The more I drive it, the more I use it, the more I live with it, the more I think it kind of looks cool. Another hit that's also a little bit of a miss is the adaptive cruise control, which is amazing because if you just put it on, it's going to set your speed. If the car in front of you slows down, it's going to slow down. If there's a stop sign, if there's a red light, it's going to completely stop for you and everything. It's amazing and it makes driving so much easier and more enjoyable. The problem is like once in a while, you're like on the highway, there's nothing in front of you and it's going to slam on the brake, which I feel like they're going to eventually correct with a software update. But for now, sometimes it's a little bit sketchy, but there's a lot of potential there.
So honestly, my favorite hit is the fact that the outlets in the back are strong enough to boil water, which means you can have coffee, you can have ramen, you can have anything that requires hot water.
Another hit for me is how much space you have inside and how much storage you have all around, including the front, which is super cool. But like I can almost like stand in the back. I've been sleeping here, Tracy's been sleeping inside. It's just so spacious. Another hit is how much control the Tesla app actually gives you from like starting your outlet and opening the back and the front and seeing like the PSI of your tires. You can play and do the horn and a bunch of different things. And finally, the biggest miss, well, is this right here. It's the fact that it's electric. It's not the fact that it's electric, but it's the convenience of having gas station everywhere all around the country is amazing, but the supercharger and even like the normal destination charger, the further you are away from a big city, the less options you have, and it can limit the amount of adventure that you can do. And for me, that's the biggest miss. But as technology advances, as Tesla become bigger and bigger in electric vehicle industry in general, I think this problem is going to be solved. And the fact that even at a supercharger to like fully charge, it can take like an hour and 15 minutes. That's much longer than fueling up. But now the question is, Tracy, would you get one?
I would consider it. There needs to be a lot more charging stations around. I think that's the biggest drawback. But I mean, I like living out of it. For day-to-day, maybe not. But if you take it on trips, it's pretty cool.
I have to agree. Like, as much as I was ready to hate that truck, and I've said that many times in the previous video and this video, but like, I kind of like it. It is so fun to drive. It is so powerful. It is mind-boggling. But now let's eat supper.
And the food looks pretty good.
Oh!
Salt water.
I got the spicy noodles and they're quite spicy.
It's the perfect place to throw.
So, to make it even cozier, these sleeping bags you can attach together to make one big sleeping bag.
So romantic, isn't it? Well, after a nice shower, it is time for another night under the stars.
Good night.
It's really my favorite place to sleep here.
Well, it is an early morning this morning, if you can't tell.
We're on our way back to Salt Lake City and have to drive like just over 2 hours because sadly we have to return this beautiful Tesla Cybertruck. Yes, I said beautiful and I stand by it.
Nah, as we've said, we won't go too much into it because you've heard through the video, but like we have fallen in love with this truck and we did not think that was possible.
No.
To be honest. Other than that though, I would say Utah in general is absolutely stunning. So we did mainly southern, like down south, and it is an outdoorsy person's paradise. Like even if you have like a 4x4 truck or something and you're able to camp that way, there's so many free camping spots on the public lands too that you don't have to pay for campsites.
Yeah.
We did like half and half.
Because we didn't know better.
No, we didn't know. And
but now you know better.
It sucks when you get to the situation, then you're stuck in it. But yeah, tons of hiking, beautiful, beautiful landscapes. The stars. Can we talk about the stars from the last video? Fantastic.
So make sure to watch the last video.
Yeah, I think that's kind of all I have to say.
Yeah.
I can see us coming back at some point.
Definitely. I would love that. But in our own truck where we can actually go off-road and do our own thing.
Agreed.
Yeah. So otherwise, make sure to subscribe because we're going to Salt Lake City and you guys are coming with us. And otherwise, see you guys
in the next one.